Wi-Fi podcast.
Happy Friday,
Happy Friday,
everyone.
everyone. We've got some exciting stuff to talk about. I got some new toys here. The WiPry Clarity. I just did a little review on this, but this is the first, or one of the first, 6 gigahertz spectrum analyzers.
Yeah, you couldn't really. When you were showing it, I couldn't see it there.
I'll show it again.
Yeah, because it's pretty nice actually. Is that metal?
Yeah, it is. It's like a metal case. It's got like gold on the sides.
Whoa, and gold.
So yeah, it's like a high quality device here. Now this one works with it. They have PC software for it. The software is free to download, and it works on 2.45 and 6 gigahertz spectrum now. So
repeat that one more time.
It works on all the current Wi-Fi, ISM frequencies, 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz.
So this is made by WiPry.
The company's called Osseum.
Osseum.
And it's called WiPry. It's not Metageek.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's a different company. And I've been working
with
them.
WiPry.
I've been working with them for a while, and they're also going to work with who? Say it.
You don't know?
Yeah. No, they're going to be supported by some other...
Hamina.
Hamina.
I have to check. And we have to apologize to UC.
Yeah.
We always get the name wrong.
Always get it wrong.
That's pretty exciting stuff that's coming out, though. But
it is. It looks really good. We'll probably be beta testing some of that stuff, too, hopefully.
Yeah.
But...
So anybody deploying 6 gigahertz...
Yeah.
Well, 2.4, 5, and 6, really.
Yeah,
right?
So I mean, if you don't already have one of these tools, Spectrum Analyzer, like Metageek WiSpy, the Ekahau Sidekick. Now there's a Sidekick 2 that does support 6 gigahertz. Haven't tried that yet, but this is way more affordable, and more portable to use. But so I went ahead and I fired it up, and I have the ECW336 running on like channel 15, and you can see that the rest of the spectrum is like totally clear. I'm running at 160 megahertz, and if I do a speed test on my laptop that's connected, you can see the spectrum come up just on that channel. But there's there's just one AP here, right? Like, and no one else in the neighborhood has them yet, obviously. But once they start popping up and they're on, maybe, I'm sure most people will be running them at 160 megahertz channels.
For sure.
But when you start getting an environment where they're mixed with 20 and 40, you can have like, adjacent channel interference.
Yeah, you're talking 20 and 40 access point installations, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you start to, I'm saying megahertz mode. So if you're running, so if you're on 160, you're not going to have adjacent channel interference because you'll all either be on the same or another channel that's not overlapping.
Right.
But if once they start running in mixed mode, like 40, 20, because there's tons of channels available at 20. If one of those 20 megahertz channels can interfere with any one, of the 160s, right? So if you have to start having them around. And then obviously if you're deploying, a large deployment, a lot of APs in the building.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a great tool to have. I have them available on the website right now. They just started shipping. I already sold some of them. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll put a link to those.
The one thing you didn't talk about, I guess you did post your testing on the 336, right? The ECW 336. Yeah. You posted that, right? Mm-hmm. We talk about it after the fact. I don't remember us.
I think we talked about it a little bit. Let me see what. Let me look at it real quick here.
And just really quick, if you like to drink beer. This is to the audience. I already know you like to drink beer.
Yeah.
No, I tried this beer. It's called BBF. It's Best Beer Friends.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration between Pizza Port And Stone. I'm sure everybody's heard of Stone, but not everybody's heard of Pizza Port.
No.
Man, that is a good beer. So this weekend you should check that out.
Where's Stone located?
They're in San Diego.
Okay, so I probably won't see this on the East Coast.
No, no, Stone is everywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I do see Stone here.
There's a collaboration with another brewer, which is Pizza Port.
Okay.
That one you probably haven't heard of as much.
No.
But that combination of those two breweries working together, they made a really good one.
I'm gonna
which is called BBF.
I'll try to find it. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
May Drizzly has it. I'll check that out. So I did do the review on the 336, and I mean I've been running it for a couple months here, and it's working great. And we kind of talked about it. The range on the 6 gigahertz is really good. Even though the power output's maybe lower than at 5 gigahertz, and the 6 gigahertz might not travel as far. The spectrum's so clean, or the chipset's like so advanced now that I am getting really good range with it.
Yeah. Yep.
And the speeds over a gigabit sustained speed. So it's connecting at 2.4 at close range, and then you're getting like 1.4, 1.5 actual throughput. So So you need to have a multi-gig switch if you're gonna take advantage of all that speed.
Yeah.
And maybe a multi-gig internet connection.
But as those numbers and climb, you're still going to utilize a lot of speed, but not per user, right?
Right. It'll divide that up. So I mean, single client testing is always going to be faster, but you'll probably see the same or more maximum throughput number.
Bandwidth?
Yeah, you'll still see that like one.
I think it'll come down a little bit, obviously, because of the noise level and things will increase.
It might, but you'll still see definitely over a gigabit with this, even with multiple clients. So 336 is awesome. We have some still left in stock. This is pretty exciting. We finally have some clean channels. If you're really high performance network, I would start using these right away. Like there's no reason not to, because they support 2.4 and 5. They'll support every Wi-Fi client ever made, plus the newest 6 gigahertz.
Yeah, new iPhones coming too in September. Right?
Yeah, when that new iPhone comes, hopefully it supports Wi-Fi 6E, and then everyone's gonna want these. Then you'll see them take off like immediately.
There's a lot of laptops out there that are supporting 6 gigahertz. I mean, mine supports it. Yours supports it. It's a really easy transition, right?
Yeah, I had to upgrade mine, so I would say laptops within the last 6 months support it.
Yeah.
Very new laptops. I'll look to see how many support it now, but I mean the chipset difference in cost is like nothing. So any new build of a laptop's going to have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean.
So that's the ECW336 tri-band access point, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and now 6 gigahertz.
Yep, supports them
all.
Get on
it. Get on it.
Yeah, we've got them. Let me know. Speaking about the 6 gigahertz, we were looking a little bit at the specifications, for channel utilization and all this. And
the regulations, right?
Regulations, right, and which you guys deal with a lot. So the question was, will we see outdoor 6 gigahertz access points quickly? Because there's a lot of additional regulations put on them that we're looking at, right?
Yeah, there's definitely specific regulations put on them. I don't know if it's additional regulations, but there's always been regulations for outdoor hardware. But this might be a little more than, your normal outdoor deployment or outdoor access point, for sure.
Yeah, it's like they have to coordinate with an AFC system, right? Where all the access points...
Automated frequency coordinating.
Or, Brian knows it, automatic frequency coordination. So they have to coordinate with each other when they're outdoors, and they have to basically know their GPS location, their height, and they have to tell every other AP what channel they're on, right?
Yep.
So that system right there will probably make it a little.
So they don't interfere with what though, Jeff?
So it looks like so they don't interfere with like satellite communications, which are close to the 1200 megahertz, located spectrum for 6 gigahertz. So it looks like the satellite communications can be in that area, around that area, and they don't make sure they're not interfering.
Right.
And there will be other devices. I mean, indoor and outdoor devices just using that frequency that aren't Wi-Fi based. It's not just specifically for Wi-Fi. So yeah, well, I'm sure we'll see outdoor APs, but it's interesting. They'll need to be a little more complicated, maybe a little more expensive.
Yeah, definitely. Because every access point will have to go through that certification process. Yeah. Each model will have to go through that certification process, and then I'm assuming that would include. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but I think that would include the management side as well.
Yeah, I mean, that AFC system, it's probably going to be built into the chipset, and then somehow it'll roll back up into the management system. I don't know. Yeah. The APs will communicate with each other, and then somehow send that all back up to the management system.
Yeah.
And then there's also in the regulation, they say you can't use indoor APs outdoors, and they say that people can still do whatever they want, but you can't build one that has a weatherproof enclosure that's operating at the low power level, right? Like it's got to be a specific standard power level AP that's designed to be outdoors.
Yeah.
So they
and that's kind of always been the case with like indoor and outdoor. Obviously, they don't want an indoor device going outdoors and vice versa because you have different output requirements for both.
Right.
And ERRP is the same. So not the same, but it's there's regulations on both on indoor and outdoor. So it's similar to what it is now, just a little bit different though.
Yeah, interesting. But we'll see on that. Now, you wanted to talk about the new router gateway also.
So I think a lot of people know, maybe they don't know. We launched a new security gateway, which is called the ESG510, which is Ingenious Security Gateway, and then 510. We'll have other models come out. We'll have two other models come out, the ESG610 and the ESG620. So Ingenious Security Gateway 610 and Ingenious Security Gateway 620. The difference with the 510, the 610, and the 620 is the operating frequencies. For the 510, it's 1.6 gigahertz. For the 610, it's 2.2 gigahertz. And the 620 will also be 2.2 gigahertz as well. The memory goes up in the different models. So from the 510, you go from 4 to 8, and then you still have 8 on 620. The flash also goes up. So on the 510, it's 8. On the 610, it's 8, and then on the 620 will be 16. Now the Ethernet or the copper interfaces or the RJ45 interfaces. Currently, the ESG510 will be a 4-port, 2.5 gigabit format. 2 of those ports are WAN, 2 are LAN. On the 610, it will be the same, 4, 2.5 gigabit. On the ESG620, it will be 8, 2.5 gigabit, and 2 10 gigabit SFP interfaces on there. So we're going to have different models of this. The 510 and 610 are wall mounts. The 620 will be a rack mount.
Oh, nice.
So we'll have 3 different versions of that device. So I'm pretty excited about it. Having a gateway and now having more options of a gateway for different types of deployments and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of interest in it. I had somebody asking me, is it possible to have a 3-WAN device? Would it be possible to assign an additional port to a WAN? I mean, maybe afterwards, or they can do that in software or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of these gateways have a cellular backbone, so you
Yeah.
can use cellular, and then you can use the two WANs on there.
Yeah, yeah. One customer is asking me about if it had 3 WAN ports, and plus the
Not
cellular.
WAN, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, just dual WAN
that's
on
gonna
both.
be more than enough for most people.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
sure, for sure. And then, all right, so that's exciting. We'll have more info on that soon, but they're not available yet. People keep asking.
Yeah.
And the ECW 215, a lot of people are waiting for those wall plate access points too.
Yeah, that one's coming August 17th.
Yeah,
So
so
5 days away from that. So
next
it'll be
week.
here next week.
Yeah, we'll have them next week. So I'll start letting people know on those too. All right, sounds good. Anything else you want to hit on this week?
No, I think that was it.
All right, I'm gonna go try to find some of that BBF beer, and remember, like and subscribe for more help with Wi-Fi, and we'll be back next week.